Okay, guys. Today, uh, so we are back online, and we're going to discuss why Vinicius did not win the Ballon d'Or. Yeah, we're gonna discuss today why Vinicius or Vinny Jr. did not win the Ballon d'Or. Um, so a lot of different reasons are being speculated around as to why Vinny Jr. failed to win the Ballon d'Or. He's so much deserved. Yeah. We're going to speak about a few of the currently being propagated, or let's say being medially dispersed conspiracy theories about why Vinicius didn't win the Ballon d'Or. So we're going to speak about some of the possible reasons that Vinicius failed to become a Ballon d'Or winner. Now, I think that one of the last things anybody would ever say would be that Vinicius didn't deserve it, because he more than deserved it. Pep Guardiola has said so. Um, Clarence Seedorf has said so. All online Real Madrid players, um, um, Brazilian players. I mean, there's a very chaotic football environment right now because of the failure to award Vinicius Jr. his Ballon d'Or award. So, what could possibly be the reason that Vinicius failed to win the Ballon d'Or? So I have written a few down, a few of them that we find in the press, few of them that we find in the news being cast about. We're going to speak about some of them, and you can tell me your views if you think they are accurate. I'll also let you know what I feel are closer to the reality, and you can also let me know what you feel are closer to the reality. So there are quite a lot of them. So I've actually written them down. We're going to go through them step by step, some of the reasons why Vinicius didn't win the Ballon d'Or. Now, the first reason, and the most obviously official reason Vinicius didn't win the Ballon d'Or, is that he lost due to voting. Yeah, he lost the vote. Is that actually true? Did Vinicius turn out to be second to Rodri in the voting or in the vote cast? Now, let's before we do that, I'll take you back to how the Ballon d'Or is voted for. Yeah, how we vote for people who are nominated for the Ballon d'Or. So the first thing you need to know is that Ballon d'Or originally nominates 30 people, so 30 individuals who are selected, and they're voted on by the first 100 countries in the world. Yeah, the first 100 countries. So it's player captains and managers. Yeah, and journalists. Yes. So the first 100 countries according to FIFA ranking. Now the reason this is we don't want some countries who they didn't want countries who knew very little about football to be making very serious football decisions like nominating or choosing or selecting the best player in the world. So they would rather countries which were very cognizant of the nuances of football chose who the best player in the world should be. Yeah. So it's the first 100 countries according to FIFA ranking, and this is how it is. So it's a list of 30 players, right? A list of 30 players, and then you get to choose. So the first player you choose on your list, the first player gets 15 points. Yeah, the first player you choose gets 15 points. The second player gets 12 points. So it decreases in that order to the 10th player who gets 1 point. All right. Now, this means that if a player ends up coming second consecutively on so many different sheets of voters, that player can potentially end up being the best player, especially if there is not a consistent name throughout being the number one, if you get what I'm trying to say. So if, let's say, if Rodri came second on, let's say, out of the 100, he came second on 70 different sheets, yeah? But Vinicius came first on 40 different sheets. And let's say was not necessarily second, but was probably seventh or eighth or something in the other 60, then Rodri would have a better chance because he would have more points because the people the player who is voted for as being second has 12 points. So if you know in aggregation you would see that you would realize that the one who came second would have more points. Yeah. So that is what is being propelled around as the school of thought as to how the Ballon d'Or winner was chosen. Now, I wanted to walk you through a little project. Real Madrid has seen Lionel Messi lift 8 Ballon d'Ors. 8. Yeah? And not one of them did they say they weren't going to go. Real Madrid attended all of the 8 Ballon d'Or wins by Lionel Messi, some of which he really deserved, some of which not so much. But Real Madrid attended every single one of them. So, what is it about this particular Ballon d'Or that Real Madrid found to be so unacceptable, to be so disgusting, to be so despicable that made them decide not to even attend the event? Because if you would recall, Real Madrid's statement came and said that, "Hi, Davis." Davis says hi. Hi, Davis. Yeah. So, if you would recall, Real Madrid brought out a statement saying that if the criteria excluded Vinicius from winning, the same criteria should make Carvajal the winner. And since they have not done that, it means that they do not respect Real Madrid. And Real Madrid do not go where they are not respected. This is the statement Real Madrid brought out, the official statement of Real Madrid stating that they were not going to attend the event. Yeah? So if Real Madrid feels this way about this particular award, after having attended every single one of Lionel Messi's 8, what is it about this one that provoked this kind of decision? I think we should look into that. So, before we go, I'll read the criteria of selecting the Ballon d'Or winner to you, yeah, and then you can decide who actually deserved it. So it was originally just individual performance, team performance, and class and fair play. So it's always been three. But this year, they morphed it a little bit. They let's say changed a few things about it. Yeah. The first one, which is the individual performance bit. This time they said that individual performance, decisive and impressive character. That's the first criteria for choosing the Ballon d'Or winner. Yeah. The second is team performance and achievement. Yeah. The third is class and fair play. Now, individual performances, I think Vinicius is probably the best at that, or has been the best at that in the last 1 year. Decisive, most definitely decisive, scoring big goals in big tournaments, yeah? And impressive character. Now, this is where a lot of people draw a question mark that Vinicius doesn't necessarily have the best of characters, which I think it's a bit, you know, blown over the top. Okay, can Yeb be saying something? Can Yeb say, did Ronaldo at Real Madrid attend all the Ballon d'Or events? Yes, at Real Madrid, he did attend all the Ballon d'Or events. The Ballon d'Or event Ronaldo didn't attend was the one that he was supposed to win in 2018 after winning the Champions League, and eventually was given to Luka Modric, which he was evidently not very happy about. So, but at that time, he had already left Real Madrid. He was at Juventus. So at Real Madrid, he did attend every one that was given to both him or Lionel Messi, to either him or Lionel Messi. So Ronaldo did attend them. All right. Okay. Um. So about the character, I've already told you about that. That a lot of people are criticizing, are saying that the character bit is where Vinicius falls short. Well, whether that is true or not, I don't think Rodri is particularly the most best, or let's say the most well behaved player. I don't think so. Yeah, because I have always seen Rodri to be the master of the dark arts. That's how I've always seen him. I've always seen him to be intentionally committing cynical fouls, intentionally um let's say, I wouldn't say trying to injure, but very serious foul plays that could potentially end some players' careers just because they want to, he wants to break play. So I don't think I know Vinicius is probably sometimes carried away by his temperament. That is absolutely indubitable. Yes. Can he behave slightly better, or can he behave better than he usually does? Maybe, but obviously we don't know about his circumstances, or the kind of let's say vitriol that are being cast at him on a daily basis. This boy is being racially abused, literally stadium to stadium, probably because of the a lot of people say it's because of the way he carries himself, but I don't think as far as he's not racially abusing anyone, or as far as he's not committing any serious crime, there's no grounds for that kind of treatment. And yeah, so but it has been said that Vinicius's behavior has been questionable, which is not is not something that is such a big surprise to hear. But then again, you have to realize that Ballon d'Or winners, yeah, this is the bit, yeah? This is one bit that's really crucial. Ballon d'Or winners are usually notified before the award, yeah? This has been the historical, let's say, sequence of the award. Before you win the award, you're told you've won. You prepare. You bring your family. You throw a party. You arrange yourself, in line with being triumphant as a Ballon d'Or winner. You understand what I'm saying? So Vinicius had a party on Sunday night. On Sunday night, Vinicius threw a party with his friends. Why? Because Vinicius had been informed reliably that he was the Ballon d'Or winner. Real Madrid had a flight of 50 people. Yeah, a flight arranged for an entourage of 50. Yeah, a private plane made ready for an entourage of 50 people to carry them to France for the Ballon d'Or event on Monday morning. Vinicius had a party Sunday night. Now, Vinicius had already promised the Real Madrid players that he was going to buy Rolex for every single one of them. Why? Because he had been told, it had been communicated to him reliably that he had won the Ballon d'Or. Just like it is for all the other, or just like it was for all his other predecessors. Lionel Messi, every single one of his Ballon d'Ors, he had been told that he had won. So he went prepared. It's never extemporaneous. It's never something that happens impromptu. You go prepared. And that's exactly what the case was in Vinicius's instance. But well, let me give one more evidence to show that it was something that was already concrete that he had won. Vinicius, yeah, Vinicius is sponsored by Nike. Nike had prepared custom-made boots to celebrate his triumph. Real Madrid had prepared a documentary about Vinicius. So why would a team like Real Madrid prepare all that if they had not been told? Vinicius was aware. Every single player, every single person in that let's say remit was aware that Vinicius was the winner. Even some of us who are not in those high places, we knew that Vinicius was the winner. But something happened on Monday morning. And that's exactly what we don't know, in detail. Something happened on Monday morning that changed the winner of the Ballon d'Or. This is my presumption, and this is from what I have read with listening to Clarence Seedorf, which I will tell you more about as we go along. The things Clarence Seedorf has said, you realize that there has been some kind of a tussle between Real Madrid and some of the giants. Now, this is one school of thought. Another school of thought is that some of the lip readers, the professional lip readers, read Vinicius's lips, with his exchange with Gavi, when he said to Gavi that I'm going to win Ballon d'Or on Monday. You remember that statement when they had that exchange during the El Clasico, when Gavi, stuck up four fingers at him. Vinicius retorted in response that I'm going to win the Ballon d'Or Monday. Yeah, apparently when those lip readers brought that statement out as being what Vinicius said, apparently that has been classified as not being classy. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying this for a fact. All these are how should I classify them? Assumptions and allegations, presumptions that people are throwing about with regards to the situation. Yeah. That it is alleged that the Ballon d'Or thought that gesture from Vinicius was not classy enough and was overly arrogant and not befitting of a Ballon d'Or winner. So they decided to strip it off him. Now, believe it or not, as far as I'm concerned, it was stripped off Vinicius because he was the legitimate winner. No two ways about that. He was the winner. Now, I'll look through my notes and I'll tell you a few more things. Yeah. Uh, Clarence Sadoff. Okay, let's read some more comments. Yep, comes again and says, it again. It's simple. Let Vinny come out with the confirmation he received prior to the event. As simple as ABC. If not, all these speculations don't hold. Well spoken, like a Barca fan. Well spoken, like a Barca fan. I'll tell you what. Football, right? I know that we all have freedom of speech, but in the world of footballers, they don't have that. They don't have freedom of speech. They are bound by a lot of, let's say, football ethical rules that forbid them from doing certain things. You see things that go on in the dressing room that players are very disgruntled about. They can never tell you. It's not because they are not unhappy enough to communicate their dissatisfactions to you. It's because it's against the internal rules of football. The things that happen within football. Alex Ferguson shouts in a hairdryer fashion in the face of a player, and you probably only hear about it in one memoir after they have retired. Why? Because these things go against the ethical provisions of football. So Vinicius, even if it could have concrete evidence to show us that this was my communication, or that person told me that, or that person told me that, I don't think we will ever get anything. Maybe until after he has retired. Because, obviously, again, they are against the ethical rules of football. So I wouldn't expect anything now. Yeah? But for the fact that you see a sea of consolatory messages online. You see a barrage of different people commiserating with Vinicius. That has never happened before. Yeah? That has never happened before. even in many instances where it was very clear that the winner was someone else who didn't win, it has never happened to this magnitude where everybody look, robbery was trending on Twitter. Robbery was trending on Twitter. And it's almost as though people know who the legitimate winner was or is, but it has almost been stripped away or taken away from them. So look, when Rodri's name was about to be mentioned in the auditorium, the crowd there were cheering Vinicius. Can you imagine that? So it is what it is. It's football politics. According to Clarence Sadoff, this is the last part, yeah? According to Clarence Sadoff, um, there has been a kind of disagreement between Real Madrid and UEFA. And mind you, UEFA has now amalgamated with France Football, who are the organizers of the Ballon d'Or. And you know, Real Madrid has not relinquished its stance on the Super League. It still holds on to it. And obviously, they have been fiercely antagonized by UEFA in this space of time when they have gone back and forth about the UEFA the Super League. Yeah. And apparently, I don't know how true that is, but that is what Sadov is alleging, that there must have been, there is some kind of political battle between Real Madrid and UEFA, and that is causing Re- Vinicius to become the unfortunate victim of the tussle of two giants. That is what Sadov is alleging. I don't know how true that is. But the last thing that people are also saying is that, oh, there's another thing before the last thing. Another thing is, people are saying that Vinicius, um, because teams usually project one player, right? Like when the season starts, they usually have a star man. For example, when Messi was in Barcelona, every season the player that was going to be projected was going to be Messi. Same for Ronaldo when he was at Madrid. Same for, let's say, Cole Palmer at Chelsea. Yeah, he's going to be the guy they're going to project. But Real Madrid started their season last season with Jude Bellingham looking like the best, projecting Jude Bellingham. And that kind of took away a few fans for Real Madrid. Yeah. And then midway through the season, let's say from February downward, it became Vinicius. And that took another section of the fans out. And then later on in the season, when Carvajal won the UEFA, the Euros, then it became Carvajal. So according to some members of, or let's say some fans of football, including one of the writers on France magazine, yeah, he says that because Real Madrid had so many superstars, it like divided the votes, which I find to be complete rubbish. Yes, it's just rubbish to cover up something very, very, very diabolical. That's how I see it. But obviously, you can always have your own reasons. Let me read Yep's comments. Yep says there was a change in the format this year, and the winner was not notified this year. You could say that, but I could also say Real Madrid was very, very certain, it was not Vinicius who won it. And France Football came to say that they had not notified anybody and nobody knew. But Real Madrid was very, very certain, and they didn't travel. And exactly what their speculations were happened in reality. So, again, France football demonstrating very high levels of lack of credibility. Because if you say that you've not spoken to anybody, nobody knows, and Real Madrid is very certain, that is a lie that right there. Because somebody knows it. Yeah, somebody knows it. For what reason would Rodri, a guy who can barely walk, spring up his crutches and travel halfway through Europe to go from England to France on his crutches to go receive an award if something had not been told to him impromptu. That's my feeling. That's just my feeling. But let's read more about Vini was an excellent choice for the award, but it didn't happen. Such is life, bro. He's no different from any other person. Just congratulate Rodri and come back stronger. You have a good point. I would like to congratulate Rodri under different circumstances. Yeah, but it is very evident that he is a beneficiary of a very bad situation. Yeah, everyone knows. Look, if Rodri's season to win the Ballon d'Or was last season when they won the treble. Yeah, it could have been Haaland, it could have been Rodri. Rodri this season was not in the nominees of Premier League best players. He was not even nominated. He was not in the best players, the best 11 of the Premier League. The Premier League team of the season, he was not in there. He was not in the team of the season of the Champions League. In Spain, where people crown him as the best player, look, if we are being honest, we saw what we saw, right? We all know the game we saw. He was not the best player in Spain. He was not the second best player in Spain. He was not the third best player in Spain. Fourth best player, maybe not. Fifth best player, probably. We're talking about a tournament that Dani Olmo had the most goals. Yeah, Dani Olmo, guy playing for Leipzig, had the most goals. We saw Lamine Yamal, a 16-year-old then, conjure serious magic. We saw Nico Williams. We saw Fabian Ruiz. See, these players really carried the team way more than Rodri. So it's not that I'm not congratulating Rodri. I don't think that this was his year. And even given the criteria that was given, Carvajal fit the criteria more as the winner than Rodri himself. You get what I'm trying to say? So it just appears that they just did not want to give it to a Real Madrid player, which I find to be unacceptable. Because if you're gonna nominate 30 people, yeah, you're gonna nominate 30 people. Oh, I get Knox Chris saying it's crazy how Palmer only got 25th ranking. I totally agree with you. How was Palmer 25th? Palmer was 25th. This award is a joke. Cole Palmer was 25th. Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer was the only bright spot in a Chelsea team that was sinking deep in the middle of the sea. And this guy only managed to be 25th. He was the second top scorer in the Premier League in his first season in a club that was sinking. The first top scorer manages to be fifth. The second top scorer is 25th. How does that make any sense? But it's France football. What do you expect? So yeah, Vinny should definitely come back stronger. Yesterday, I was very impressed with his post. He said that he's gonna do it 10 times if he has to, meaning that can yep comes back to say when Modric won it when Ballon d'Or, he was not in La Liga 11. Look, I've always said that the robbery in Ballon d'Or started from that Modric year. Yeah, that 2018. From 2018 till now, the only one that has been unquestionable has been the Benzema one. That was the only one that was clear. Everybody knew it was going to be this guy, and he won it. But from the 2018, when they gave it to Modric, that was a big question mark. That was where the robbery started. So 2018, 2019, 2020, when they decided not to give it to anyone for some strange reason, 2021, 2022, 2023. So 2022 was the one that was clean. Benzema. He deserved it. Everybody knows that. Yeah? 2023, they gave it to Messi, even though the time frame they had stated to award the Ballon d'Or for did not include Messi doing his heroics in there. They didn't. They gave it to Messi. Okay, it's Messi. I'm not going to say a lot about it. And 2024 happened again. So, Ballon d'Or, it goes on and on and on and on. You can never tell. You can never tell. But back to my point. There's my last point is that there is a school of thought saying that Vinicius didn't win it because of his fight against racism. I don't know how true that is, but if there is any truth in that, that's really, really appalling. Is it because he's fighting against racism, or is it because of the manner in which he chooses to fight against racism? Which one? So again, this is a very complicated situation. We can really not tell why is he being excluded because of his fight against racism. He as a single individual, I think he's trying to do his best, but not Chris comes back to say, and how did Mbappe Mbappe was sixth. So yeah, this award is I find it to be very inconsistent. If I were a footballer, I'll be very confused about it because one year they're using this kind of format to choose the winners. A different year they're using this kind of format. What does a footballer have to do to be consistently considered? Because it looks like you know it's really difficult to track what exactly they want. But again, if I were a footballer, I probably wouldn't really follow this award scheme like Tony Cruz was saying. I don't think it makes any sense in the first place, because football is a team sport. So why would you want to award one individual as of what they had done with the help of others? Ronaldo scores 52 goals a season, or Haaland scores 52 goals a season, but his 52 goals a season were all assisted by the entire team. Yeah. So, but again, um, Ballon d'Or. What are we gonna say? What are we gonna say? If Vinicius did not win it because of his racial fight, or his fight against racism, that's something that really needs to be looked at, because that's a really serious thing. Because if you're gonna um, fight the new Martin Luther because he's trying to fight, what he's been called to fight, then that's a problem, isn't it? Anyway, guys, that's the different schools of thought on why Vinicius did not win the Ballon d'Or. Which one do you think is the most likely reason why he did not win the Ballon d'Or? Do you think it's because of the voting, or you think it's because of his character, or you think it's because of Gavi's situation, or you think it's because too many Real Madrid players were in there at the top, or you think it's because of his fight against racism? Let me know in the comment section. And if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, please do subscribe. Please, please, please do subscribe. Not Chris. Please subscribe to our channel. Yeah? We do come live quite often. You can always come and we can share our thoughts on football. I love football. I love football so much. And I'm sure everyone here also does. So come, let's share our ideas on the game we love so much. Yeah? Okay, guys, we will end here. Have a good day. Yeah, have a good night. And if you're not in the GMT time zone, then have a good whatever it is wherever you are. All right. Okay, guys, I'll see you next time. It's adios. Bye bye. Do subscribe. Yeah. Bye bye.